Let's just do it. Yeah. And we doing it. Happy holidays. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
With Griffin,
Happy holidays, Riffin with Griffin.
Riffin with Griffin, yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Riffin with Griffin. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin, and we doing it live because I was in San Diego all weekend, so never got a chance to record my podcast. It's hard to do it on the road. So here we are, live Monday morning on Podcast Monday. I'm going to talk about Kevin Hart's show, True Story, Succession, Dexter, and some electric car stuff. But once again, welcome back to Riffin with Griffin.
Riffin with
All right. Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. Thank you for being here. Excuse me. But first, where is it? First, I'm doing it, I'm here by myself again, so I got to do all this by myself. But first, big shout out today to Helix Sleep. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to the mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. Find your perfect mattress at helixsleep.com/Griffin. Also, Express VPN. Big Tech is tracking your every move online. Visit expressvpn.com/Griffin. That's Express, EXPRESS, VPN.com/Griffin to get 3 extra months free with my exclusive link. All right. What's up, everybody? Excuse me. Man, I had a sinus infection, and it's just messing with me. My voice is all messed up, but, it is what it is. I was nervous, so I took, some COVID tests. I had these at-home COVID tests. I took, 3 of them just to be sure, because anytime you get sick now, you think, oh, man, what is it? But I forgot that there's still other things in the world that make, that you can actually get that have nothing to do with the big C word. But anyways, what's up, y'all? So, as you can see, today's picture is a picture of my living room, or, near my living room, because Rachel's Jewish and I'm not. And, so we have a Christmas tree up with the Happy Hanukkah decoration. We got the little, what is that right there? The stockings. So Rachel's all into that. I think this is the first time she's had her own Christmas tree because, again, she's Jewish. She grew up Jewish. So, but she likes Christmas, you know what I mean? Like we went to one year we went to Costa Rica for Christmas, so we gonna be celebrating Christmas because I celebrate Christmas. But when you have somebody special in your life, holidays kind of light up. I mean, as a guy, like your birthdays come, like when you get to your mid-30s and your birthday comes. As a dude, if you don't got nobody special in your life, you don't really care. You just kind of like, all right, another year. You just kind of go. You don't worry about it. And it's not till you get somebody special in your life and then they make your birthday special because they're just like, all right, we're gonna go do some things and boom. Especially when you're in a relationship, and it's like, heaven forbid, when you're in a relationship, that you don't want to do anything on your birthday, because then it becomes about. Then she gets mad. She's like, oh, I was trying to do this special for you. And you're just kind of like, all right. But then once you do it, you really feel good about it. You're sitting there and you're like, damn, I'm so glad she made my birthday special. So it's the same thing with holidays. Like last year, I cooked a Thanksgiving turkey for the first time ever in my entire life. I got the recipe. I got the turkey. I did all this stuff. And it turned out okay. I think this year we're going to do a Christmas dinner that we're going to make ourselves because I got my Traeger grill. So I'm going to smoke a turkey or a chicken or something. So, now I'm realizing like having somebody special in your life makes things special. It makes it fun, makes it interesting. Especially, I'm sure when you have kids, I'm sure, if we have kids, it's going to be even more like, oh, this is what it's about. So I'm starting to see that now in my later stage in life now, enjoying life more because of this beautiful princess I have here with me. So happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah just passed, so we even have a little menorah over there. You can't see it, but it's on the other side of the Christmas tree. So we lit that every night. She had that going. So, I don't know the traditions of it or whatever, but I believe in traditions. So for all you guys out there, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, happy holidays for whatever you celebrate. So it's that type of year. So that's what's going on in my living room. Yeah, so I was in, where was I? I was in San Diego this weekend at the La Jolla Comedy Store, and man, it was dope, man. I had a really good time. Oh, look at me. It was like a packed shows. All 5 shows were great. I did 2 shows on Friday, 2 shows Saturday, and 1 show on Sunday, and they were all packed. So shout out to all the people in La Jolla and San Diego area that came out and saw me. It was a really good weekend. And this was a really great crowd, so it was fun. But, excuse me, I'm going to tell you about, all right, so if you listen to my podcast, you know I have an electric car. I'm all about electric car. I believe that they're saying by 2030, there's going to be no gas cars. That's something I heard, but I don't know. But I believe that should be the way it is. It's like, what's the point of having a gas car? You know what I mean? Like, the electric cars look good. They last long. They're fast. They're sleek. They finally figured it out. It's looking good. Electric cars are great, and they got more coming out every single year. Every company is like, okay, we'll make electric cars. But the problem with having an electric car is the infrastructure is not. It's not the best, if you ask me. It's not the best. So, like, for instance, and shout out to the chat. I see you guys right there. So if you're listening live, if you're not listening live, if you're listening on Spotify or whatever else you're listening on, Apple Music, Apple Podcast, all that stuff, thanks for listening. Thanks for being a loyal subscriber and a listener. I appreciate you. And all you guys listening live right now, I'm seeing you in the chat right now. So it is what it is. But so I do see you. No, I see people in the chat, like some people can't afford Teslas. Tesla's not the only electric car, man. There actually are a lot of affordable electric cars. Hyundai makes one, Toyota. There are some, and even Tesla makes one of the models that's like, a good price range. You know what I mean? I mean, cars are what they are, man. They're going to be like in between 20 and 30,000 is going to be like, I think, the low end. And if you can't afford that, you can get something used, but if you're talking about a new car, I mean, if you're trying to get a new car, so not every electric car is they have a lot of luxury brands. They do. There are a lot of luxury brand electric cars, but there are also some affordable ones that they're coming out with too, man. Toyota, Ford, they're all making their cars, and they have these hybrids still. So, look out for that. But anyways, now Tesla has a good infrastructure in place because they got the supercharger things all over the place, and they're there to make, your life easier if you own a Tesla. And then the car has its thing where it'll tell you where to go and what to do. Now, if you don't have a Tesla, it becomes harder, man. You got like charge point, and you got all these different types of charge things. But you know what? It's not reliable. It's not dependable. So I have an electric car, and when I'm in LA and I'm driving around the city, it's fine. Like when I go from my place to the Comedy Store, to the Laugh Factory, to the Improv, or even if I'm visiting my parents out in Oxnard, which is like 50 miles away, I can get there and back, drive around a little bit, and I'm fine. I know I can get home. I can charge. Even at their place, I know where the charging places are, but that's like what I'm familiar with. But when you're going out of your comfort zone, and so you're like, okay, so for instance, I went to San Diego. So I got my own hotel. They reimbursed me, but I got a hotel, and the first thing I look for when I go to a hotel is there an electric charging station at the hotel? Because then it makes it easy. You just plug in, you're ready to go, whatever. There's usually a minimal cost, or sometimes the hotels have one for free. So I look up this one, and they say they have one. When I get there, it's like a parking lot that's connected to other businesses that's connected to the hotel. So this isn't exactly their electric charging. It's like Semi-Connect, what I think is the name of the company, SEMA or whatever it is. And it's a hassle. You know what I mean? It's like you can only park for 3 hours, and then it's $10 an hour after $10 an hour after. And I'm like, this isn't cool. Like, this isn't like, and so then it was, and then I get there and I'm literally like, my car is about to die when I get to this hotel late at night. Cause I went late. I had a show in LA and then I drove to San Diego late cause I had to do radio in the morning. Okay. So I'm driving. So I had like, say 200 something miles on my car. San Diego's like 100 miles away, but that's all a myth. Like when you have an electric car, and they tell you the amount of miles you can go, that ain't really true. It's never true because they don't count in AC, radio, maybe you have your phone plugged in. All that stuff takes power. The radio and all that stuff takes power. So, you know, I'm getting to San Diego and I got like 20 miles left on my you know that I can go. I get to the hotel, I'm down to like 15 actually. And it was like, oh man. It didn't work. I was frustrated. I went inside and I was like, yo, man, what's up with this electric car? That's the reason why I picked this hotel. So now I got to go on the apps and I find one. It's a Whole Foods, maybe 4 miles away from where I was. So now I got to like drive to this Whole Foods. And I had also, it has to work. One thing, a good thing about the apps is they do tell you like when you look on the app, it's connected to the thing. So it'll say it's working. Or it's, you know, or someone's using it or whatever, so you know that it's working, you know? So, because this is my last hope. I mean, I get there, and it's going to be a situation where I don't even know, like, I don't even know what to do. Like, I don't know if you could call a tow truck and they have a battery charger. Like, I don't even know how that shit works. So, I get to this Whole Foods, so now I got to sit here. It's the middle of the night, so I park my car, and it was like, what's the one? Charge, I forgot the name of this one. EVgo. EVgo is like a fast charger. So I know that I could sit here for like 25, 30 minutes and I'm going to get 60, 70% charge. But now I'm like, it's the middle of the night. I'm sitting in a Whole Foods parking lot. So then there was like a McDonald's across the street. So I just like parked the car. I did that and I went walking to the McDonald's and I'm like, damn, what am I doing? Like I got this high end electric car, but I'm like doing all this nonsense. So I don't know, man. I just hope that if they're going to say we're all going to have electric cars, then are like the gas stations going to convert to like it's all going to be fast charge? Like to me, it makes no sense to have level 2 chargers anywhere in public. Like anywhere in public to have a level 2 charger is nonsense. If you don't know what that means, it's like a level 2 charger is like a low, like 110 volt, I believe, it's like it's it's like a low voltage charge that it's usually going to take most cars 6 to 8 hours to get a full charge. So like if you're in public, let's say you go into the market and you plug in, you know, it's like what's the point of that? You getting what 3 miles out of that? It's like Whole Foods, thanks for having free chargers, but put the damn fast charger in there, so then you can like get. You know, you go into Whole Foods for 20 minutes. When you come out, you almost charge. You know, you got 100 miles out of that or something. I don't know. So, I mean, for all you guys out there iffy about getting an electric car, you know, you just got to you really got to plan things out. You got to plan it out. Like, I have yet to think about driving my car to Vegas. Like, I don't think I would do that. I just don't think I would do it. Because my car only gets 270, and it's not 270. You know, like I already know that after 100 something miles, I got to charge for 30 minutes. So it's one of those things do you want to do that? You know, so that's the thing. Until the cars are 500 miles where you know you're going to get 300 miles, you know, a solid 300 miles. I don't know about driving across country or doing it because it's you know, it's the kind of thing where it's you got to stop. It's not convenient, you know. So that was my situation I had this weekend. And I was you guys know me. I was so frustrated, you know, just what the hell am I supposed to do? What if I would have you know, lost the charge? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Anyway, was there something up with my audio? Is my audio now? I hope the audio is sounding good. It is what it is. I don't know what to do. I'm already live. I'm already recording. So you know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, I don't know. So, like, when you do it live, this is what you have to deal with. So the people that are listening later, I mean, I hope it comes out good. If not, it is what it is. So, I don't know. Listen, I mean, I know what you're like. I know what you're saying. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, like, what's the like? Somebody just asked a question. What you think powers the electric car stations? Like, hey, who knows how these things work? I don't know, but I don't think that, like, it depends on what you like. What is overall better for the environment? Or I mean, I don't know. Like, actually, I know in California, in Nevada, they have that big solar power station that's in between, like, going towards Las Vegas. They got that big power station there. So I'm sure that, the power is being run by that. But, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just don't think that we need to have, like, all these gas-powered cars in the streets with all that emissions. I'm sure that if you take away all of the car emissions, that's going to be better for the environment in itself. Even if you have some gas-powered, station far out that's like powering all the electricity combined with wind power and solar power, I'm sure that's better than all these cars on the road with exhausts. And then, there's other things that they could do too. Cause like I see somebody saying it, there's natural gas, there's hydrogen. Hydrogen, is that the one? Like, but there's no infrastructure in place. BMW had those cars, but like, where do you go? Like, where do you drive to? Like, how do you fill up, So, I don't know. I mean, the future is coming. The future is coming. So we have to figure this out. It's like, I think that like, having those battery powered houses and all that stuff, the solar panels on the roofs. And I just think that, like, there should be everywhere, like even in apartment buildings, they should have solar panels on the roofs that's helping power, like, maybe just your water heaters, just the even if it's just powering the roof, the climate stuff, whatever. Like, I remember going on a trip I was in Costa Rica, and like every bungalow where we were staying in, they had, like, the solar panels was connected just to the water heater. And I thought, well, this is a good idea, but we're just weird. There's somebody saying nuclear energy is the future. Well, it should have been. It's the cleanest energy. But, we've had in history some of these accidents that have happened that have now scared us all to think that, oh, that's what can happen. But so I don't know, man. I'm not a scientist. If there's any scientists out there, Oh, and speaking of, so last week I had asked a question, and I got a really great response from, like, a doctor. So I'd asked a question about if you have an adverse reaction to the vaccine, would you also then have the same reaction to COVID itself? So the guy gave a great response to me. He was saying, like, I just paraphrase. He was saying, like, well, there are some things in the vaccine that say you could possibly be allergic to. So apparently, what's his name? Aaron Rodgers is allergic to something in the vaccine. But at the same time, the things that are in the vaccine that are also related to COVID, then yes, if it's those things, then yes, you would have the somewhat same reaction. But there are other things in the vaccine that are, that are not COVID or whatever. So I appreciated that response. So if anybody out there has, like, if anybody's in the natural gas, electric car, any scientists out there, what is better? Are we making the environment better if we go all electric, or is it the same kind of thing? It's like, because apparently they're talking about like the crypto mining and all that stuff. Apparently, when you're doing, like, the crypto mining and all that's using so much power and resources to make that run, like, to keep servers running and all this stuff. Maybe that there's another danger in that. So I don't know. So you guys gotta, like, let me know out there if you just because let them know. So no. The guy didn't have doctor in his name. He gave a very thoughtful medical response, and I appreciated his response. It's not like one of you troll idiots who just like seeing yourself be a dick on the screen. That's what I think some of you love to do. You just love to type something stupid and then look at it and be like, yeah, look what I did, but whatever. Okay, enough of that. That was great. Let me talk about now. Let's get into the things that I wanted to talk about today. I want to talk about some shows that I've been watching. Oh, that's not this one. Wait, what? Get rid of that. Okay, I'm doing this all by myself. No, it's not this either. What is going on, man? Here we go. Finally. All right, so let's talk about this Kevin Hart show series. It's a limited mini-series. I think it was like, excuse me, I think it was like 8 episodes. It was called True Story. There it is. It's like Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes are the main guys in this. Billy Zane, he had a really great role too. So it's about Kevin Hart pretty much playing like a Kevin Hart character. He's like this like superstar comedian, and he has he has a brother played by Wesley Snipes who's like, he's not the best guy, you know what I mean? He's always in trouble with the law. He always needs money. It's that kind of story. So, and then Kevin Hart plays this big time superstar comedian who's like a big star. He's like in like superhero movies, and he also had a drug problem and he got over that, and it's about him and his team managing his life, but like something happens. Like there's a tragic sort of event that happens, and it's about the whole series is about how Kevin Hart's character and his brother get themselves out of this jam. And then the story unfolds and you find out what happened, why it happened, how it happened, and who's at fault. But it was actually really good. I actually really enjoyed this. And you see Kevin Hart in a completely different light. It was sort of dramatic and serious. It was like, as if you were seeing actually Kevin Hart like when he was not on stage. You know what I mean? So I thought it was really good. And I like this format. I like 8 hours of entertainment. Like this easily could have been like just a movie that we would saw and be a one-off. It's done. I wish you couldn't binge watch it. I'm a fan of like waiting a week. Like I am a fan of that. I think it builds up anticipation, and I like that. I like that. And then you could binge it all later. But excuse me, this was really good. Like it was really enjoyable, and I like how it ends. Like it ends on a wow. Like you know what I mean? You're just like, what? I can't believe he did that. So I won't spoil it. You know how I like to spoil stuff, but this was good. I thought Wesley Snipes was good. I thought all the characters in the movie were good. I thought the guy that was playing Kevin Hart's manager did a good job. Like, and he's trying to be his handler. And then he had this girl who was like, his like ghost writer, who was like, there with him all the time, helping him with his material. She was good. I thought that every character was really interesting. I thought the story was interesting. And it was just like one of those like, murder mystery type things too. Well, and it's also about family. It's also about like obligation and guilt and like, how family, like, they're in your life and they're just like, just mooching on you and how you deal with that and what's your obligation to do that, it just, you know what I mean? Like it's very like, even though it was this like high profile thing, about a high profile person, I think you can relate to it being like, oh, I have a cousin like this. I have a sister like this. I have a brother like this, an uncle like this. I have someone in my life that's just like, you love them, but they're not always they're not always looking out for your best interest, And Wesley Snipes did you forget that Wesley Snipes is actually a great actor. He really is. I thought he did a really great job in this movie. I think he's aging well. I think he's having a great come back from the tax problems and not being like a superhero type guy anymore, just an older guy, 50s, 60s. I'm not even sure how old he is, but I like these roles I've seen him in recently. I think he's doing a great job. He could be really funny. He could be really serious. You know, you didn't like him in this movie. There were times when you liked him, and then there were times where you're like, oh man, why would you do that? So I thought that this was it was well done, well made. I do suggest you watch it. It's on Netflix. It's like 7 or 8 episodes. It's really good and then there was like, what was the guy? Oh, there was another guy in it. It's about fans too. Like there was this dude is like a fan, and he's like one of these kind of crazy type stalker fans. Just like it's like Kevin Hart's character like changed his life because of it's like one of those fans. It's like, you saved me, I was at a dark time, and so that the guy's following him all over the place. He's got like memorabilia, and he's got all this stuff of the guy's career, and he's sweet, but he's creepy, and like some stuff happens to him. I mean, it's like a lot of twists and turns, but it's really it's good. I do recommend you watch this thing. It's True Story on Netflix, starring Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes. So I give this one 4 woo-woos. Woo, 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 woo. So that one's good. I don't know how many woo-woos that was, but it is what it is. You guys get the idea. All right, the next show I'd like to talk about is Succession on HBO. This is season 3? I'm not sure is it. Yeah, I think it's season 3. Man, last night's episode is just like, man, you think family's important, but man, they cause a lot of stress in your life. So there's this scene in last night's episode, man, where the father, Kendall, and his dad are at this like dinner that Kendall asked him to come. He's like, buy me out, I want to get away from you, and they just had this conversation that was just like, oof, like, man, this dad is a motherfucker, dude. You know what I mean? Oh my God. So you really got to watch that. I mean, if you haven't started watching Succession, I highly recommend. They're saying that it's like they say this is sort of based off Rupert Murdoch, or whatever his name is, the guy that owns Fox News. It's like it's supposed to be like his family, like based off a family like that. But there's the stories about this like high profile family. They run a media conglomerate. And, they're very conservative. It's like conservative media, like Fox News. And it's just about these brothers and sisters, this family that is just terrible. They are terrible people. There isn't a redeeming quality in any one of these characters. And then what's his name? Macaulay Culkin's little brother, he's the best. Like, you hate him. He's such a disturbed individual, but such a great character. And then like the daughter's like, she's just the worst. You know what I mean? She don't like her husband. She's just such an awful human being on the show. And you just like, I don't even know who you root for in this show. And then her husband, the guy, the English actor, he's Tom. He's so funny and quirky. And you feel for him too. Like, what are you doing? Like what are you doing around these people? Then the guy playing Kendall, I should have the website up so I can like go through their names and tell you who's who. But it's like, And then that guy playing Greg right there, that guy playing Greg, I'm pointing at him on for you people listening, but that guy, his character, he's such a quirky loser type character too, man. He wants to sue Greenpeace, you know what I mean? Like because his grandfather's given his inheritance away. Like it's like that kind of stuff. It's just about rich, spoiled, entitled people who think the world revolves around them and they just don't care about anyone but themselves. It is like the worst family I've ever seen, you know, and then like their mom who's divorced from the dad, she hates him and, you know, she's off being terrible too. I mean, oh man. I mean, like, I don't know how they pitch this show other than like, it's like we like watching rich people and like this Succession is basically a show. Like, if you're a kind of person that think rich people are terrible people, this is your show. Because they are acting in a way that is the most stereotypical thinking of what we think is going on with rich, white, conservative people. This is what we think of them. The people that made this show, they have such contempt for rich people. And they're showing it in this show. And so anything that you think, like if you think like, oh man, all they do is look out for themselves, all they do, it's like, this is it. And if you think like, man, if you have money, it leads to happiness. And then if you're one of those people that are like, no, money can't lead to happiness, you watch Succession and you believe that. Because it's just like a bunch of like terrible people being terrible. You know, the dad is just like, you know, the worst kind of dad, man. You could tell he was like the ex-wife said something really, oh man. And it's about being like, this last episode is like such about terrible parenting. Cause like the mom is sitting with the daughter and she's just basically saying to her, I shouldn't have had kids. You know, she's like imagine if your mom or dad said that to you, like, I shouldn't have had kids. She was like, I should have had dogs instead, you know? You know? And then she says like, the daughter's all like, well, Dad wouldn't want dogs. And then the mom's like, well, your dad, what he would have done is he would have kicked the dogs just to see if they would come back. Because that's what he does to people as well. And it was just like, ooh. Like I had so many moments in yesterday's episode where I was like, damn. It's like, ooh, I felt for these people. And that's why the show's great. That's why the show is great, y'all. So I do highly suggest that you watch Succession. I mean, I give Succession like a lot of woo-woos. It's like a really great show. And every single one of these people are really doing a great job on the show. Like the guy playing Kendall, man, like I can't figure this guy out. Like I can't even explain his character. Because like if you saw last season, he like turned on his family. And so now this season, he's like trying to be this sort of like hero type guy, or he's trying to be like, he's the good guy and everybody else is the bad guy. And you just see like what a monster he really is. Just a spoiled brat, entitled asshole, terrible dad to his kids, not a good husband or not even a good boyfriend, terrible son, shitty brother. But you just like, you feel for him. Like the actor is doing a fantastic job. You know, his style, like he mumbles a lot and he like, you could tell he's like, he feels so unsure of himself, but at the same time sure of himself. Like the performance is stellar. Like, I don't know. I don't watch the Emmys and that kind of stuff anymore because it's an echo chamber for liberal nonsense. So I don't watch the reward shows anymore. You know, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just them being like, you know, fix the world. And it's just like, bitch, just give out awards, okay? Like, what are you doing? You don't do this at a party. But anyway, I don't know if this guy won an Emmy, but he should. You know, this guy playing Kendall Roy should definitely win an Emmy because he's doing a stellar job. Just an acting clinic, y'all. Just an acting clinic. So that's what I say about Succession, and I give Succession some. All right, guys. It's time to talk about our sponsors from the show, Helix Sleep. Helix Sleep. The best thing about them is they got this sleep quiz that you take. You know, it's like Tinder. You know, like you're doing like a eHarmony profile for yourself because it matches your body type, your sleep preference, and it gives you the mattress that's best for you. I did that. I'm a side sleeper, so I got this great mattress. It's not too firm, so I can like sleep on my side. It's not hurting me. It helped me with my back and I sleep better. I really enjoy this mattress. You know, everybody's unique. That's the thing about, you know, and Helix Sleep knows this. So they have all different types, you know, if you sleep on your back, your stomach, if you move around all night, you know what I mean? They got the mattress for you. So if you need a new mattress, I do suggest this. And you don't got to go into like some mattress store. That's why this sleep quiz is great. So if you're looking for a mattress, like I say, take the quiz. The shipping is free. And Helix is awesome. But don't even just take my word for it. Helix was awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2020 by GQ and Wired magazine. Just go to helixsleep.com/Griffin, take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to the customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/Griffin. Start sleeping better today, y'all. Okay, our next sponsor we got, which I love, is ExpressVPN. You know, you don't even realize with all these cookies and all the, you know, all the website, all the tracking that they're doing, it's ridiculous. You know, so I suggest you get a VPN. Get this ExpressVPN. You know, what's playing out right now at big tech companies and social media sites, they're setting a dangerous precedent. You know, it doesn't matter your politics or who you voted for. Everyone should have the right to express himself freely. And sadly, the big tech monopoly has instead opted for silencing tactics and censorship. So to fight back against this stuff and to control your own internet, you got to use ExpressVPN. When you use ExpressVPN app on your computer or phone, you anonymously can go to the websites and stuff. You can hide your presence and your IP address, and it makes your activity more difficult to trace and sell to advertisers. Because that's the sucky part. You ever like go to a thing and then all of a sudden like some ads are popping up from things that you went to and you're like, hey, what's going on here? And then it makes you feel like, oh, is anything I'm looking at private? I want it to be private. Now, what I like most is how easy it is to use. It just takes one click to protect all your devices. That's why ExpressVPN is rated #1 by Business Insiders. So let's stop allowing big tech to revoke our rights to free speech. Why not revoke their right to your data instead? Secure your internet with the VPN I trust for online protection. Visit expressvpn.com/Griffin. That's expressvpn.com/Griffin. To get extra three extra months free with my exclusive link. Go to expressvpn.com/Griffin right now to learn more. Boom. Look at me, man, getting the bag, trying to get this done. All right. Okay, last show that I want to get into is another favorite show of mine. Let's get into it now. Wait, let me turn this off, turn that off, go here. Boom. It's Dexter. Dexter New Blood. Oh, man. So if you remember Dexter back in the day, it was about Dexter's a serial killer. He works for the police. He works in forensics at the police, and he works with blood. And he had a tragic upbringing. You know, he saw his mother being murdered, and he was like in a pool of blood, and he was rescued by this guy who's a cop. And the guy figured out that Dexter is a serial killer, you know. He realized his kid is going to be a serial killer, so he knew he couldn't stop him from being a serial killer. So he taught him some rules. He taught him, like, only kill people that deserve it, you know. So Dexter, and as an adult, he joins the police force so he can investigate, and he always finds out who the most terrible people are that got away with, like, the worst crimes, and he kills them. And he, like, really knows how to get away with it. And, you know, so it was, like, 9 seasons of Dexter. You know, the last few seasons were, like, not very good. You know what I mean? Like, it just went a couple seasons too long. And then it was like they always had like other serial killers in, and it was great though. It was like a really great series. Like the first like few seasons of Dexter, it was really good. It was the last 2 seasons that I was like but I still watched it. But it's a really enjoyable show, the Dexter. If you're into that sort of stuff, it's dark. It's rated R. It's death, murder, serial killing, sex, intrigue. It's all that kind of stuff you get. So now cut to, since Hollywood can't make anything original, they're rebooting shows. But I gotta say, this is a pretty good reboot. So now cut to Dexter. It's now 10 years later. Dexter's living in some small, rural town in a snowy area where there's like Indian reservation nearby, and he's now a new person. He reinvented himself. You know what I mean? He has a kid that he had to leave because he didn't want the kid to be around his dark passenger, he likes to call it. So now he's living in this town, and it's 10 years. He hasn't killed anybody in 10 years, and his sister, who was murdered because of his actions, she's kind of like his conscience, and she's like in the show, and like he's talking to himself, but he's talking to her, so she's there. So that's good to see her back on the show too, because she was great. I think she plays his. I think they got divorced, but in real life they're actually married. They were married, and now they're brother and sister in in the show. That's like what it was in the past. I believe that's what it was. So now you cut to he's in this town, and then of course he runs into a bad person that did some bad stuff, and he has that itch, and obviously you have to know Dexter's gonna murder again, and now it's just all about what's going on in this town, how he's getting away with it, and the drama. His son shows up, and now he's trying to figure out, is his son a killer too, and you know what I mean, like all this kind of stuff. So it's actually pretty good. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, but Michael C. Hall, the guy he's a great actor, man. He's so interesting, and he's doing a great performance, and the other people in the show are also doing a great performance too. And and they've set it up good. They've set up this little town. There's like the bullies at the high school. It's a lot of like cliche stuff is going on in the show too. Of course, there's like a guy who is a really rich guy. He's the richest guy in the area, and he's doing bad stuff to the environment, and the Indian reservation hates him. And of course, the sheriff's daughter is she's like one of these like woke white girls who's gonna change the world. So you have that. You have all those things too, but it's still well done. It's well acted. It's well produced. I'm really enjoying the show. So I don't know if you guys are into Dexter, but I do give Dexter some woo-woos. I think I think they're doing a really great job. So woo-woos to Dexter. I think I give this 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Woo, 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 woo.
So, Dexter, y'all. All right, I guess we're winding down this episode, y'all. Let's go back to the holiday picture. Let's get the holiday picture up. Yeah. Just randomly, you know what? I play Warzone a lot. I'm on Erik Griffin Gaming. I'm gonna go on there after this. It's Erik Griffin Gaming on Twitch. If you want to check me out, I also put videos up on YouTube. Erik Griffin Gaming. But I've been playing Warzone now for all through the pandemic. I've been playing it, and they had this map. The fake city's called Verdansk, and tomorrow I believe is the last day. They finally got a new map, so I'm super excited about that. I think Warzone is the best game. Call of Duty is the best game because it's challenging. It's always different, and that fight to be a battle royale. That fight of starting with 150 people and whittling it down to 1 as the circle closes is such a fantastic gameplay. It's so challenging, frustrating. I get all different types of emotions when I play this game, and I love it. So I'm really, I'm going to be sad to see Verdansk. I think I know Verdansk more than I know Los Angeles. Just all the little nooks and crannies of the map. So they got this new map. So shout out to them. That's still the best game. I don't care what anybody says. Call of Duty Warzone is better than any other game, okay? That's what I'm telling you right now. It's better than Apex. It's better than PUBG. It's better than stupid Fortnite with the dumb building. Call of Duty is the best. Now, I didn't plan on doing this, but let's do it. Battlefield 2042 came out. Epic fail, okay? Epic fail. You hear what I'm saying? Like, they have these games. The game looks great. It's beautiful. The game, the lightning in the sky and the change of the clouds and just how it looks. It's such a huge, rich landscape. But the game modes are nothing. There's nothing to do. There's nothing exciting about it. There's no point to it. You just drop in and all of a sudden you're just running around trying to find people, and the maps are so big you barely run into anybody. It's an epic fail. Hey, EA or whoever makes Battlefield, stop trying to reinvent the wheel and give us what we want. There's a reason that PUBG, Apex, Fortnite, and Warzone Call of Duty are the best games. They're all battle royale games. You're not smart enough to reinvent the wheel. Just use the damn wheel, okay? Use the battle royale format and add your own little touches to it. Fortnite got the dumb building. Apex is like more cartoony, and they have like the little, all the different powers that people have. Warzone has what it has. You just add your thing. You keep trying to, like, whoever the idiots are over there going like, oh, here's what we're going to do. Everyone's going to love this better than the millions of people that love the Battle Royale. We're going to show them something different. It's an epic fail. I actually want my damn money back. How is a free game better than your game? This is what I want to know. I had to pay $100 for this damn game, and it sucks. And, Warzone's free. Free. Like, get your shit together, man. They better come up with a battle royale ASAP. Because I'd play it. But, like, I tried to play these modes, and I'm like, and then it's like, it's just boring multiplayer. Like, even in Call of Duty, multiplayer is boring, but you play it because you're ranking up your guns so you can use them in Rebirth Island, the battle royale, or the Warzone battle royale. So that's why there's a purpose. They have so many guns and attachments and skins, and you do all these challenges so you can get it has to be a point, a purpose. If there's no purpose, we don't want to play. Anyways, that's my. We'll just call that's the bitching with Griffin segment for this week, y'all. I got some more guests coming on, and we'll start, doing that. But for now, thanks for watching Riffin with Griffin, y'all. Once again, remember that I am on Twitch most days. Erik Griffin Gaming on Twitch. Make sure you hit me with a follow. And I'm even with this too, man. Hit me with a follow, a subscribe. Hit the notification so you know what's on. Hit me with a like. Please share. Let everybody know, I appreciate all my loyal followers, but let's try to grow the damn show. This is just me. It's called Riffin with Griffin. Sometimes I talk about movies and music, and sometimes I talk about whatever's going on in the world. It is what it is. We out here riffing. I got to get back to my real world advice from a grown ass man. I'm gonna do that too. I'll probably do that next week. So look out for that. And also, guys, have a safe, wonderful, happy holidays. Hanukkah just passed, but happy Hanukkah to all the Jews out there. Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, or whatever the hell you celebrate. If you don't celebrate anything, just be well, be with your family during this time while everybody else is with their family, and just try to enjoy life. And I appreciate you guys. Be safe out there. You know what? It's Riffin Griffin.